Hey everyone, it's the Financial Reboot investment team with the daily live market wrap. It's always a huge day today on Wall Street, so let's get started. Let's get right over to the markets. Market started opened up this morning really red, really ugly. And then it kind of caught some footing right before lunch, and it pushed up to green. Not much of a big green day. You can see the Dow was pretty much flat at +6, S&P at +3. Nasdaq at 21. I think it was at 21 something yesterday. But anyways, and the Russell picked up another 2 points. Not even a 1/4% on most of them. Even the Nasdaq, not even 0.5%. So not much of anything today. It was really a soft day. Banks took it hard today. If you guys are in banks, be careful. There's a reason, we like banks. We like financials, and we like to play them. But we've been staying away from them recently because this tax reform thing it just really the news cycle really affects your trades really hard. You can see banks had a great day a few days back, and then now they're on the 4-day losing streak. Bank of America took it real hard today, and other banks. Bank of America is one of our favorites. We own Bank of America long, but we also own it long at about $14, $15. So $27, we probably wouldn't buy it at 27, if you're wondering what we think. But anyways, just be careful if you're in the financials because this whole tax reform thing, depending on what is released on the news cycle, is really, really going to affect your trades. You saw today there was some news that about possibly there's a problem with the between the House version and the Senate version of this tax reform bill. There's some other stuff about it, but it really, really hits the financials hard. So be careful. Be careful. Always use your stops. Set your stops. Anyway, so that's how the market looked today. You see the VIX, man, even, it just still stuck under that 10. There's not a lot of fear in the market. Again, like we always tell you, though, always keep that insurance, though, in your portfolio. And we like to buy the VIX options, the put calls, and that's how we like to do. Remember the thing about insurance, it's always a waste of money until your house burns down and you need a new house and you don't have $350,000 to build one. So let's go take a look at some other things. The dollar was kind of weak across the board. It was up real big against the yen this morning. It kind of just hit the skids when that tax reform worries came out. That really, really affects the dollar. Gold had a great day today. We were telling you yesterday we feel like it was starting to make its turnaround. We think by the end of the week that it'll actually challenge that 1300. We're in gold calls, which we've been talking about for a few days, and we really like gold. We think there'll be another push for spot to about 1300, probably by the weekend, if not right after that. You saw the rhetoric with Trump and North Korea kicked up. Yesterday they were just a little too nice, and then today it just kicked right back up, and we've been talking about that. We didn't expect that happy, happy, joy to last long. And there's just a lot going on in the world right now that really, really could blow gold up. And oil had a little bit more of a pullback today, still well over that 55, $50 level. Not a concern yet. That sell down. And basically the rest of the market, we were pretty much flat. We started off the day really soft, and it just exploded. Not exploded, but it just kind of bled up and ended up closing green. Excuse me, I didn't mean to misquote there on the explosion world. What did explode? Snap. Like we told you yesterday, we went short Snap for earnings. They had awful earnings, horrifying earnings, and the stock just went into the crapper. Here's a chart. This is a 7-day chart of Snap. You can see it was floating around that $14, $15 level. Last night, that's where we went short. Earnings came out, just died. You can see it went as low as 12.10 today. Had some buying coming in the end of the day. We held on to our calls, though. We're in some $12 calls. They're already profitable, but we're gonna hold those because we think there's one more level of selling coming in on this. We could be wrong, we might be right, but we've got stops on it just in case we're wrong. But we think there's some more selling coming into this. There's just no reason to buy Snap right now. The only thing that really saved Snap today from it going to $10 today was overnight a Chinese investment. I think it was the same ones that invested in Tesla a few months back. But they picked up 10% of the company. They invested 10% into Snap, and that kind of buoyed it up. And it's just another company with more money than they know what to do with. That's just throwing money out the window in our eyes. There's just no reason to buy Snap right now. Even in their conference call, we're going to be more like Twitter. We're going to be more like Facebook. Well, I think Twitter has proved what happens when you try to be Facebook. There's only one Facebook, and Facebook is the king. And all you're doing is the more you look like Facebook, the more you're pushing people over to Facebook. That's all it is. Um, and so there, yeah, we just don't see a lot of reason to buy Snap. And we think, a lot of analysts came out today against the stock, which is unusual because it was pretty much a darling stock for most of its short life. But like we said, we think we're going to have another push down to $10, maybe $11, $10. We'll see, though. Like I said, we put stops on it just in case we're wrong. That was Twitter. What else was exciting? Oh my God, you Bitcoin players. We've been talking about Bitcoin for a few days, actually since the life of the show, and it just amazes us that Bitcoin, the volatility in it, and we've been talking about how we're not trading it in Financial Reboot really. I don't know anybody in the company that's really trading it. And for me myself, I always make the excuse, well, I'm trying to set up a wallet, I'm trying to do this and that, but really I'm just too old for this volatility. Let's take a look at it. Oh my God. So this is a 1 day chart of Bitcoin. So you can see, man, this is last night. Uh, there's talk about the fork today and stuff. They're doing all this stuff, and it just pushed up and pushed up. And we were watching it for a little while last night when it made this move up to 72, 73. And we knew right then that it was going to have a great day today. And you can see it did. Um, about 12 o'clock, it just blew up. And then all of a sudden, the news came out that the fork was suspended. So here you go. There's your heart attack. So it came right back down. I mean, it went as high as 7,900, I believe. What was the high for this? 7,800. 78.92 it looks like. And then it just came back down right back to 7,000. It's kind of recovered back up to 72.60 right now, but it's hard to tell where it's going to go from here. It just had a little news. What was that? Eases from record. That's just rhetoric. But you can see with Bitcoin, look, if you're a Bitcoin player or you're thinking about Bitcoin, getting into Bitcoin, make sure that you don't go in blindly. Make sure that you find out as much information about it as you can. Don't just be like we see a lot on the reason we think that there's possibly a bubble in Bitcoin right now is because of the new traders that are into it. That's really in 99, 2000. What really affected the market is back in the early part of 99, 98, there was this massive influx of traders into online brokerages. You could open a brokerage account with 500 bucks. These were people that had no experience trading, had no idea what they were doing, but they had just seen things like this. Oh, I bought Bitcoin at 600 bucks. It's $6,000 now. And so they just assumed that basically you open a portfolio, you buy a stock, and you just wait till it goes to a million. Well, they didn't know what to do when things got rough, and that might be the scary side. That's for me personally. With the trading team, the trading team will tell you personally. That's my opinion. I think this thing can definitely go to 10,000. It's definitely got the guts to go to 10,000. But there is everybody should always remember that little risk side of it is that if this thing does suddenly go down to 6,500, 6,000, all these weak hands, we call them weak hands. And what it is they just have never been through that before. They don't know what to do. They don't have the gumption or the experience to maintain the confidence to weather a sell down like that. So they just sell relentlessly. So be careful of that if you're playing Bitcoin right now. But if you're playing Bitcoin right now, congratulations. Look, when we were doing the show yesterday, the thing was $7,000. Since then, 24 hours, it's been up to 7,900. And right now it's at 72.5. So It's fun to watch, but just be careful if you're actually playing in it. So let's go take a look at the news real quick. It's Wednesday, it's Hump Day. Let's get this day in the books. There's big news came out about AT&T. The Department of Justice is not going to allow the sale with Time Warner unless they sell CNN. And evidently, the CEO of AT&T says there's no way they're going to sell CNN. It'd be crazy to sell CNN, right? I mean, CNN's valuable. Why would you sell that? Especially right now, CNN has a natural flow of viewers into it. It's always like that. If you saw in like the 8 years that Obama was president, if you notice, Fox News did really well. Well, that's all the anti-Obama or whatever it is. You don't agree with him. Maybe you didn't vote for him. Maybe you're not happy with the way he's presidenting and whatever. So you naturally go to hang out with your own kind and just bitch and piss and moan about the president. Well, that's what's happening now. Is all those the people that are disappointed that Trump is president, they're going to the CNN side because it's the liberal media, and the Fox News is the conservative media. So it's only natural, you just kind of got beaten up, you're emotionally soft, you're a little weak, you know what I mean? And so you go watch. You basically want to just sit there and piss and moan with people that think the same. It's just a natural thing that happens with news media, depending on who's the president, and it's not particular to any side, whether it's conservative or liberal. When the conservatives in the office, the liberal news usually does good. When the liberals in the office, the conservative news usually does good. So there's no reason to sell CNN right now. Shares fell 2%, but it just came off that record close. So why would you be so worried about 2%? I mean, 2% is not a pretty thing, but it's not when you're at a record. It's pretty much uh, pretty much expected. Activision Blizzard is something that we've talked about, and we've talked about with our newsletter subscribers. They had the Call of Duty numbers come out, and it just blew up the stock. That's something that we keep on our watch list. I don't know if any of you are playing it, but if you are, good luck. Good call. House Speaker opens the door to the delayed corporate tax cut. This is just more rhetoric that plays on those banks and the financials. So, 21st Century Fox beats revenue expectations. Now, this is what we were waiting for. With the NFL viewership receding, and with everything that's going on with the NFL and those big billion-dollar contracts and stuff, we were waiting for 21st for Fox's first earnings report to come through. What we were waiting for was ESPN or Disney, CBS, and Fox, because they have the big contracts with football, with the NFL. And you're always trying to predict forward, so you don't want to play off these earnings reports. These are last quarter, so we wanted to let these wash through, and now we're going to start looking for a short on. We'll let you know. Excuse me. Um, Bitcoin hits record high after the developers call off the plans to split the digital currency. Yeah, that's kind of a headline that kind of confuses us, because if you look, when the news came out, it crashed. So I don't know. I think it was the anticipation of that fork pushed it to the new high. And then when it wasn't going to happen, the disappointment sold it down. So, you know what I mean? However you want to label it, fake news, deceptive news, or what, but I don't know. Just from a layman's view, that seems to be a little confusing. It's not blatant lie. It's just kind of confusing, but that's what it seemed like happened to us. Even last night, everybody's anticipating that fork, and it just boom, 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 boom. Then the news came out that it wasn't, that it was suspended, and it just died down. You can see it's kind of soft right now, so it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of excitement with it. I'm not sure what the next catalyst is for Bitcoin, but as soon as we identify it, we'll let you know. Again, we're not playing Bitcoin. And here you go with some more. Nutella had a look. This is why we don't do Twitter. Everything you read about Twitter is Twitter backlash, Twitter backlash. Somebody doesn't like something about anything, they create a hashtag. All of a sudden, everybody on Twitter is just crapping on your company. Um, I guess Nutella had a new recipe, and now it's Nutella Gate, right? Anyways, that's so hilarious. Anything else on here that we should go over because we're at a tipping point? This is curious news about gold. Iran, North Korea axis of evil may be Trump's biggest threat. Remember back in the old days, before the Cold War and stuff, the axis of evil, right? It's all centered in that European area, right? The Germanys and stuff. Um, Now you look at the face of the world, how much it's changed. Now it's Iran and North Korea. And it's interesting because if you guys have watched over the last few months, there's been a lot of news about potentially Iran selling technology to North Korea. Maybe they're sharing technology, maybe they're sharing research and things like that. We know they both have very active and very effective hacking teams, military run hacking teams. So there's probably something to that, but it seems like it's being defined now that Iran, North Korea, the axis of evil. We'll see how that plays out in the future, but this works against uh, global peace. And unrest is what pushes up gold, right? Uncertainty and fear. So another reason why we want to stay in that gold play. And the other one too is, look, if something goes wrong with this tax reform, there's going to be hell to pay in the market. I think everybody agrees with that. That's one thing that everyone can agree with. So, that's why we always say too, with the insurance, with the VIX calls, make sure you've got them in there. You never know. The market opens at 9:30 in the morning, right? What if at 9 o'clock all of a sudden it comes out? Well, they're shelving the tax reform plan. Remember what happened with Obamacare repeal and replace? Mm, how much are you willing to bank? Are you willing to bank everything that these Republicans are going to get anything done? Look, at this point, they still do not have a victory. Okay? They haven't won anything. And they need to win this tax reform. Um, Something interesting that's been talked about here is there's no news on it with CNBC, but the Democrats had a big victory yesterday. The Virginia gubernatorial race, the New Jersey gubernatorial race, and a bunch of small races. And they really, really did well. And congratulations to the Democrats. That it's a little momentum. Now you've got Nancy Pelosi and them, of course, tooting their horn. Absolutely, they should. I mean, that's a big victory yesterday. Um, what does it say about the midterms coming up in 2018? Well, it is important in the sense that momentum, right? I mean, fundraising. It's all about fundraising. You got to have money to win elections. So you got to get your base motivated. You got to get them excited, and you got to get those money coming in. The way Trump did it, and it was pretty much genius, is that he didn't focus on those big donors. Of course, he had the big donors, but what he went after was the $5 donators. And I think if the Democrats can motivate their group like that, they'll have a good shot in the midterms. The Republicans definitely have to stand up and take notice. There was a lot of articles about how this is a testament to Trump, but really the Republican candidate didn't latch on to Trump. So I don't know if this is a testament to Trump kind of giving away seats and stuff like that, or losing seats because of the dislike of him by the people. But it's just a lot of stuff to ponder on this. Now, if the Democrats handle this right, they should be able to bump up fundraising, and they should be able to make 2018 midterms very competitive, right? So we'll see going forward, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts. Today was the day, mark this day. Today was the day that Apple closed above 900 billion, closed the market at over 900 billion for its market cap. Congratulations to Apple. Congratulations to all you Apple shareholders. Something that just popped up was Roku shares skyrocketed. Roku is a company that we like. We don't own the shares, but we like it. let's talk a little bit about what we own. Now, it just the legal department mentioned this yesterday, so let me put this in there. Nothing that I talk about in this is an offer to buy or sell securities or a recommendation to buy or sell securities. This is just what we're doing, and we're just very transparent and very open about it. So that's our little disclaimer, okay? We're not telling you to go out and buy and sell securities. Always consult a professional and everything else. So right now, we're in XLU. We cashed out our XLU today. We cashed it out at 78%. We cashed out the Macy's short at 58%, 63%. We're winning on the snap. We're long Cisco for earnings. We're long XLP. The XLP trade we've been telling you guys about for the last few days. Still plenty of time to get in that. We bought January options. We bought January $56 calls. And those are already profitable. We're very happy about that because it looks like that's going to be a big winner. XLP, we think XLP will have a good November and December. So we bought the options in January so that give it a little time and give it all that goodness to digest before we have that final dish and we cash that bad boy in. Um, like I said, our last few trades, I believe the winners were 58%, 63%, and 75%, something like that. But it's around like that. So we're doing pretty good. If you're not doing well in the market, you need to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, you need to watch the live show because we always talk about what we're playing anyways. We're still in the snap short. We think there's another leg down to go on that. We're still in gold long. We still got the Coke long. Coke had a good day today. So we're going to hold on to those another day just to see if it can push closer to that $47 strike. They're pretty much floating at the break even right now. So we'll see how that closes out. We're in the XLP trade, which our latest trade. Other than that, we didn't put any more money on the table today. We just kind of cashed things in. So, like I said, if you guys aren't winning in the market and you want to win in the market, come join us. It's the best deal in the internet. Also, too, if you enjoy this or you get something out of this, please share it with your friends, pass it on, recommend it to a friend. Please subscribe and follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and all that. So. That concludes today's live show. We just wanted to make a quick one. It's a Wednesday, it's a hump day. We think there's going to be a lot of market uh, Thursday and Friday. So, let's save our voices for that. Anyways, gang, you guys have a great day. Thank you for tuning in again. It's been a pleasure as always. It's the Financial Reboot Investment Team. Beautiful day in Honolulu. Go out and get yourself some. Aloha.